चलो see beta, in physics all the physical quantities generally fall under two categories, either scalars or vectors in a broad spectrum. Okay, almost all the physical quantities will fall under two categories, under scalars or your vectors. Now, how do you define a scalar beta? You know that scalar is nothing but a physical quantity which has only magnitude. Okay, I mean to say a physical quantity which requires only the magnitude for its complete specification. Like say for example mass, I need only its number. I need not tell you that I have been brought 10 kgs of tomato in east direction, west direction, south direction. So I need not tell the direction for that one. So mass doesn't require any direction, like time, isn't it? Volume, temperature, speed, energy. So all of them are what? Scalar quantities. So I can say that all the physical quantities will fall under two categories, either under the scalars or on the vectors. The first one is your scalars. Scalars have only the magnitude. They require only magnitude. It doesn't require any direction, no direction. It has no direction. Clear? Example. The best example is mass. The next one is time. Next one is volume. Volume also doesn't require any direction. Temperature, even speed. Speed, the first is S. That is the reason you remember as it as of a scalar quantity. Energy. Energy is also a scalar quantity. Electric current, very peculiar condition, because electric current has both magnitude and direction, but still it is called as a scalar quantity because it doesn't obey the vector addition laws. Okay, so they generally follow the simple rules of algebra for addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay, so I can say that scalars follow simple rules of algebra. What are the simple rules of algebra? Like say further addition, subtraction, multiplication, or we can see even division. Okay, so scalars follows the simple rules of your algebra for their addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay, next one. What do you mean by vectors? What do you mean by vectors? See, a quantity which requires both magnitude and direction for its complete specification. Okay, and they should also obey the triangle of vector additions. Like example, velocity, isn't it? In which direction you are going? What is your velocity? With what velocity you are going? Force, in which direction you are applying force? Acceleration, in which direction you are applying your acceleration? So they all require the direction and also the magnitude. Okay, so I can say that a quantity which requires both magnitude and direction. So I can say that it requires both magnitude. What do you mean by magnitude, beta? Number. It requires both magnitude and as well as direction. Any problem to anyone? It requires both magnitude and direction. Okay, and also obeys the triangle of vector addition. Okay, and also obeys triangle law of vector addition, and also obeys the triangle law of vector addition. Is it clear? So it requires both magnitude and direction, and also obeys the triangle law of your vector addition. Also obeys the triangle law of your vector addition. It is called as of your vector. Clear? Sure. Next one. Graphical representation. graphical representation of your vectors. How do you represent a vector, beta? A vector is generally represented by a line segment like this, something. Okay, followed with your arrow mark like this, and with your tail. This one is known as of your tail, and this one is known as of your head. Okay, so head will give me the direction. Okay, the distance between this one will give me the magnitude. Magnitude means length. Okay, the distance between tail to head will give me the magnitude and how much it is. It is 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter, is it 3 centimeter? So what it is. Okay, so this is a general representation of your vector part of relation. Okay, like say force, if I'm taking force, representation of force is like F bar. Acceleration, represent of this one is right now for me A bar, isn't it? Velocity, velocity first word is V, there is a reason it is a vector, V bar, isn't it? The next one is nothing but of your force, acceleration. Momentum, momentum is represented by P bar. Torque, torque is represented by tau bar. This is a symbol for the torque. Angular momentum, angular momentum, it is represented by L bar. Okay, this all of them are representation part. I hope you are clear with everyone, better. Is it clear for everyone? Any doubt in this one? Any doubt? Sure, next one. So I hope everyone is clear with scalar, vector and its representation. Scalar is nothing but a physical quantity which requires only magnitude, no specified direction. And it obeys the simple rules of algebra for the addition, subtraction and multiplication. Vectors, it requires both magnitude and direction and also obeys the triangle law of vector addition. Next one is graphical representation of vector. It is represented by line segment meta. It has a head and tail. Head represents the direction, tail represents the ending point. The distance between this tail and head will give me the magnitude. That means length, basically. Okay. The next one, see. I'll give you one question how to represent the direction. Like say, this is a physical quantities which we'll taking. This is axis like this. This is your x-axis, negative x-axis, positive y-axis, positive x-axis, negative y-axis. Okay. Any doubt any this one? Sure. This one is known as east. Sorry, this one is not visible. This one is your east. This one is your west. This one is nothing but of your north. And this one is your south. Clear? Now see, if I say you, first one, some vector A bar is equals to 3 units. 3 units due 3 units due 30 degrees north of east. North of east. Okay, A bar is equals to 3 units due 30 degrees north of east. See, whenever you get a words like north of east, what you do is sit on the east and go 30 degrees towards the north. Is it clear for everyone? How do you do it? Sit on east and go 30 degrees north. See, I'm sitting here right now. Now slowly I'm going 30 degrees towards the north. So from here I've gone to 10, 20, somewhere here. So this is right now for me 30 degrees. Like this. This one is your northeast. Clear for everyone? Is it clear? So this is the vector A bar. Clear? Any doubt? Sure. I'll give you one more. You try to practice it. Second question. Sure. Like if I'm saying you, if B bar is equals to 4 units due 60 degrees north of west, north of west. Can anyone give me the answer for this one? Sit on the west. Sit on west and go 60 degrees towards north. So I'm sitting on the west somewhere here. And I'm going 60 degrees towards the north. 10, 20, 30. I'll go somewhere here and stop. So this will be the line joining from the origin. This is your B bar. From here, I have gone how much away? 60 degrees. Like this. So this will represents me north of your west. Clear for everyone? Any doubt in this one? Sure. Next one. Number C. If I say that C bar is equals to, like say 5 units due 75 degrees west of south. Now tell me, how do you draw the direction? Okay, 5 units due 75 degrees west of south. So what I'll do, sit on south and go 75 degrees towards west. Okay, so now I'll sit on the south here. And I'm going 75 degrees towards the west, somewhere here. Larger angle. Huh? So this is the vector C bar. So I'm sitting from here, so I'll slowly go like this, up to 75 degrees, like this. Clear for everyone? Sure. Next one. Say for example, D bar. D bar is equals to 4 units due southeast. Nothing is given angle. Whenever you see such type of a terms, that means you are exactly at the center of the given condition. Clear? See, south of east, that means sit on east and go 45 degrees, because 90 degrees exactly half is 45. 90 divided by 2, 45. And go 45 degrees towards south. So now I'm sitting on the east, somewhere here. And I'm going exactly 45 degrees center. This is your D vector. So south, sitting on the east and go to 45 degrees towards the south, like this. Arrow mark. This will be the 45 degrees. Clear for everyone? Any doubt in this one, beta? Any doubt in this one? Chalo. Dheeraj? Nandini? No. Very good. Zoham Evin? Yes. Okay, very good. Dheeraj? No doubt, sir. Very good. Chalo. Now this is very important, beta. How to take the angles in the vectors. Next slide. How to take angles between vectors. Okay. We are having two methods, beta. One is head to tail method. First one is head to tail method. Okay. In head to tail method, what you do is So see here, always try to remember, whenever you're taking, always try to take the smaller angle between the two vectors better. Always smaller angle between two vectors. Okay, so what is the method here? Head to tail. That means to the head of the first vector, you should attach the tail of the second vector. Head to tail methods. That means what? We should add tail of second vector to head of first vector. Okay, what is the thing? We need to add the tail of second vector to the head of the first vector. Okay, if sometimes if the head of the first vector is not in the tail, you can produce in the front direction. That means you can draw a line more in the same direction. Okay, and one more thing is, always smaller angle between two vectors is taken. Keep this thing in mind. We always need to take the smaller angle between any two vectors. Okay, let me give an example. See here, this is one vector like this, and this is here another vector like this. This is a vector a bar, this is the vector b bar. Now I need the angle between them. How do you draw the angle between them? What you do is, you take the tail. See, this is the head of the first vector, this is the tail of the second vector. You attach both of them like this. This is the head. To the head, you are attaching the tail like this. So this is the vector a bar, this is the vector b bar. Okay, so when you attach like this, what you need to do is, you need to take the angle with the extended. What you do is, you extend this one in the front direction like this. Angle made by this arrow mark with the second vector will be the theta, like this, but not inside. Okay, so what you do is, the head of the first vector is produced in the front direction, and then the angle made by this produced line with the second vector will give the angle between two vectors. Is it clear for everyone? So what you're doing here, we are producing, that means extending. Okay, what you are doing beta? We are producing the first vector, then angle made by produced vector with second vector gives angle between them. Clear for everyone? Got an idea? I'll give you more examples. Okay, this is one example you need to remember. Okay, let me tell you one more example. See, example number 2, to take the angles. Like I have given you the vector like this. This is the vector a bar, and I have given you another vector like this. This is the vector b bar. I need the angle between them. So what I'll do is, I'll give the first vector as it is. I'll attach the tail of the second vector to the head of the first vector like this. This is the b bar. What I'll do is, I'll extend this one in the front direction. With this produced line, make a vector with the tail. So this will be the theta. Is it clear? Is it clear? Sure. One more example. You try to do it better. Let's say, for example, if this is one vector like this, and another vector is like this. This is your a bar, this is your b bar. Then how do you draw the vectors for this one? Nothing. You keep the first vector as it is. Yes, Dheeraj. Any doubt? Sir, you told to take the small angle. In the second example, you took the larger angle. See, that is not the larger angle. See, we are taking always the angle between the head to tail. In this method, we need to go. See, if I take this angle, that will be the smaller angle, but we are not going from the A to B because we can't go in anti-clockwise direction. No? We need to take the vector from A bar to B bar. If I'm going from like this, that means I'll be going in the clockwise. That means the angle will become negative. Okay, na? Chalo. This is the vector A bar. Then what you will do? You extend this vector like this in the front direction. Take the tail of the second vector attached to the head of the first vector. This will be the vector B bar. So you need to take the angle always in which direction, beta? With this extended, now you are coming like this. Okay, so this will be the theta phi. Is it clear? Yeah, extend A bar and make the angle with the extended with the second vector. That will give me the answer. Sure. Shall I give you one example? One problem, will you do it? Dheeraj. Chalo, very good. Chalo, I'm giving one problem, you see. Find angle between A bar and B bar, comma, B bar and C bar, and C bar and D bar. Okay. See, this is a given diagram for us. This is the vector A bar, equilateral triangle. This is the vector B bar. This is the vector C bar. Like this. It is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. I need the angle by the head and tail method. I need the angle by the head and tail method. Can anyone give me the answer? Try. What I told you, how do you take the angle? Extend the first vector. Dekho. This is the vector A bar. This is the vector B bar. This is the vector C bar. This is C bar. This is B bar. This is A bar. As it is equilateral triangle, you know that angle for the equilateral triangle is this angle will be 60 degrees. This angle will be 60 degrees. This angle will be 60 degrees for equilateral. But that is not the answer because we need the angle between the vector A bar and B bar. If I need the angle between A bar and B bar, you extend this vector in the front direction and make the angle with your B bar. So this will be 180 minus 60. That will come for me 120 degrees. Clear for everyone? Now here also same. You extend the vector B bar like this. Sorry. You extend this vector in the direction like this. Make an angle with this one. So this is also 180 minus 60. That will be equal to 120 degrees. Clear? And you extend this vector also in this direction. Make the angle with extended vector with your B bar. So this will be equal to your, again, 180 minus 60. That will be equal to 120 degrees. So the angle between A bar and B bar and C bar and D bar is how much? 120 degrees. Is it clear for everyone? See, yeah, beta, I can explain you in Hindi also. पूछ क्या रहा था देखो बेटा यहाँ पर find the angle between A bar, B bar, A bar and B bar, B bar and C bar and D bar. The given triangle for me is equilateral triangle. So an equilateral triangle, always the internal angles will be equal to your 60 degrees. This is also 60 degrees. तो ये भी 60 degrees. एंगल निकालने का तरीका क्या बोला था मैंने? ए वेक्टर को एक्सटेंड करना है. देखो यहाँ पर मैंने नीचे एक्सटेंड किया. And उस extended vector से you need to make an angle with the tail of the second vector b bar. तो total angle इसमें कितनी होती है बेटा? When you are going this one like this and this one like this, total angle is right now 180 degrees like this. So वो 180 में से 60 निकाल रहे हो. You are removing the 60s. 180 minus 60 is 120. The same way between b and c, because head of the first vector of the b is attached to the tail of the second vector c. So I had extended the vector b bar and I made an angle with extended one with the c bar. तो वो भी कितना बन रहा है मेरे को? 180 minus 60, that is 120 degrees. ठीक है ना? चलो same way down. Very good. So that was the one method. What is that? Head to tail method. See, this is very important to take the angles better, because coming all chapters like vectors and mechanics, laws of motion, everywhere you take the angle between the vectors, you should be very careful how you are taking the angles between the vectors part. You can't take them randomly as you require. So this is a basic thing, you need to take the angles. Chalo. I'll tell you one more method now. That is your tail to tail method. Tail to tail method. Tail to tail method is also called as of your parallelogram law of addition beta. It is also called as of what? Parallelogram method. Parallelogram law of vector addition method. Okay. Anyhow, see in this one, tail to tail method means we just required to keep the two tails, and whatever the angle is enclosed in between them, that will be the angles. Okay. So what I'll do is, two vectors are placed tail to tail, or placed tail to tail. So then the angle enclosed is the angle between the two vectors. Is the angle between the two vectors. Clear? Example. Let's see. If I given you two vectors like this, this is the vector a bar, and this is the vector b bar. Now see, in this vector, how do you take it out? We need to add the tail of the second vector to the tail of the first vector. This is the tail. This is the tail. We can shift the vectors parallelly beta. So I'll keep the first vector as it is. This is your a bar. I'll shift the vector b bar and attach to the tail of the first vector. So this is the angle theta. Okay. We can shift vectors parallelly. Okay. Without changing direction. Okay, beta. We can shift the vectors parallelly. If this is a vector here, I can take this vector here. I can take this vector here. Okay. If this is a vector, I can take up. I can take below. But I can't take this vector and keep like this. This is the wrong method. You can shift the vectors parallelly like this only, front. Or else you can go in the backward direction like this only. Without changing the direction, you can go like this. Clear for everyone? Chalo. One more example shall I give you? और एक एग्जांपल दूं बेटा? चलो इसका आंसर बताओ जल्दी से. तो मेरे पास एक वेक्टर इस तरह से है, दिस इज योर ए बार, और मेरे पास और एक वेक्टर इस तरह से है, दिस इज योर बी बार. सो इसका एंगल कैसे निकालोगे जल्दी से बताओ. So we'll keep the first vector a bar as it is. Shift the vector b bar and attach to the tail of the first vector. This is the b bar. This will be the angle between the theta. Clear beta? How 120 degrees? It is more than 90. Theta is more than 90. Theta is greater than 90, I can say. But it may be 120, it may be 130, it may be 140, anything. Isn't it? Okay. So everyone is clear with the addition, sorry, taking the angle between the vectors, beta? Everyone clear? Dheeraj, got an idea how to take the angle? Any doubt to anyone? Exciting. Composition of vectors, or we can say addition of vectors. See, I'm not going for the derivation beta because it is of no use. Direct, we'll be taking the help of result and try to do the problems. We got an idea how to take the angle? Okay. See, if I need to add any two vectors, then addition of that vector will always give me the resultant. Isn't it? Like if I need to add a vector A bar is attached to your vector B bar. If I add both of them, we get a new vector C bar. This C is known as resultant vector. C is known as what? Resultant vector. You can do it either by triangular or parallelogram law beta. The result is one and the same. So I'm not deriving any derivation. The first formula in this one is magnitude. How do you calculate the magnitude? Let's see. This is the vector A bar and this is the vector B bar. By head and tail method, I'm extending this vector in the front direction, dropping a perpendicular. This will be the theta. The resultant is given by like this. The line joining this one to this one. This will be the resultant vector R bar, which is making an angle of your alpha. Angle between A bar and B bar is angle between A bar and B bar is theta. Angle made by the resultant with the first vector is alpha. So the magnitude of this one is calculated by the formula R bar. How do you calculate the magnitude beta? I hope everyone remembered it. R bar, magnitude of your R bar is equals to your under root of your A square plus B square plus 2AB into your cos theta. Okay. Theta is angle between A bar and B bar. Okay. Then how do you give it the direction? That is very important. Tan alpha will be equal to. Tan alpha will be equal to. Can anyone tell me? B sin theta divided by A plus B into cos theta. I'll tell you how you see. I'll just tell you this one. See, from this triangle, this is a vector B bar, no? Isn't it? Now see, if you see very carefully from this one, in this triangle, in the right angle triangle, like say for example, this is O. Sorry. This is your O. This is say for example some A bar anyhow, and this one is say for example some B, and this one is some D part of relation. If I'm taking the right angle triangle ABD, not vector, just AB. So if I'm taking your right angle triangle A, B, and D, see, I can write sine theta will be equal to. Sine theta will be equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So it is BD divided by AB. So B to D will be equal to how much beta? AB into sine theta. A to B is how much for me? B bar. So this is B into sine theta. So B to D is becoming for me B into sin theta. Okay. In right angle triangle, ODB, I can write that resultant OB whole square will be equal to your O to D whole square plus of your B to D whole square. You can do the proof, I'm not doing much. So I got the value of your B to D to just make the angles clearly. I'm doing it by Pythagoras theorem only. Okay. How do you write the cos theta value better? Can anyone tell me? I'll write here with other pen. Cos theta value from anyone from this figure. Cos theta value is equals to anyone. AD divided by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is how much for me? B. So A to D will be equal to your B into your cos theta. So this one is your B into cos theta. Now tan alpha will be equal to how much for me? Vertical by horizontal. Okay. So vertical by horizontal means I can write this one as of your B into sin theta divided by A plus B into cos theta. No problem. Capital A small a doesn't make much difference. So tan alpha is equals to vertical by horizontal. When you take a triangle like this and you're making alpha, this is y and this is x. So how do you write the tan alpha beta? Tan alpha is equals to y by x na. So in the place of y I am having b sin theta, and in the place of x I am having this vector a and this vector b cos theta. I'm adding both of them. Clear for everyone? So from this one, if I need alpha, alpha will be equal to your tan inverse of b into sin theta divided by a plus b into cos theta. All of them are vectors, so keep it by the bar. That is a representation of your vector. Is it clear for everyone? Tan beta is a sin theta plus b cos theta, I find. See, for us to do the numericals in the NEET examination, we just need this one. This formula, and we need this formula. These two should be your always handy. Clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? Just let me take some applications of this one better fastly. Cases. Number one. If A bar and B bar are in same direction, like this. This is the vector A bar. This is the vector B bar. Angle between them is how much? 0. So the resultant will be equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB into cos 0. Cos 0 is how much? 1. So this will be equal to under root of your A square plus B square plus 2AB. So this is in the form of under root of A plus B whole square. So I'll remove the root. So resultant will be equal to how much? A plus B. So when two vectors are in the same direction, I can add them vectorially. Number 2. If they are perpendicular to each other, if A bar and B bar are perpendicular to each other, like this. This is the vector A bar and this is the vector B bar. How do you take the angle? You extend this one like this. You make the angle with this one. This is the 90. The resultant will be this one. This is the resultant. So theta is 90 degrees here. Theta is 90 degrees. So resultant will be under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB into cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So resultant is coming out for me under root of a square plus b square. Clear for everyone? Sure. Third one. If both of them are in opposite direction, beta. If vector a bar is like this, I'll write with a pen. Any doubt to anyone? Yeah, 180 degrees. When two vectors are in opposite direction. When two vectors are in opposite direction. Like this. This is your a bar. And this one is your b bar. So theta will be equal to 180 degrees. So r bar will be equal to under root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 180. Cos 180 is minus 1. So that is under root of your a square plus b square minus 2ab into your cos theta. So that will be under root of your a minus b whole square. So resultant is coming out for me a minus b. If they are in opposite direction, resultant is a minus b. And the direction of the resultant will be in the direction of larger vector. Okay, like say in this one, if I give you this is a larger vector like this, a is larger. So resultant is in the direction of what beta? Resultant is in this direction, the direction of a bar, whose magnitude is more. In that direction, the resultant will also act. Like if a bar is 10 centimeter and b bar is 1 centimeter, then r will be in the direction of a bar, like that. Clear for everyone? Okay. So direction of the resultant vector will be along the direction of the vector having the larger magnitude. The direction of resultant vector will be along the direction of the vector having larger magnitude. Having larger magnitude. Is it clear, beta? Okay. R minima is a minus b, R maxima is a plus b. Very good. Sure. Next one. Maximum and minimum values of resultant. Maximum and minimum values of resultant. See, maximum value is how much beta? C bar, a bar is equals to C max or a max will be equal to how much for me? A bar plus b bar. Magnitude of this one will be r will be equal to under root of a square plus b square plus 2ab into your cos theta. Minimum value of this one, C minimum, or we write it as R minimum, will be equal to A bar minus B bar. Magnitude of R will be equal to under root of A square plus B square minus 2AB into cos theta. Clear? In this one, theta is 0 degrees. In this one, theta is 180 degrees. Okay. So maximum value is how much for me? A plus B. Minimum value is how much for me? A minus B. Let me give an example. How do you do the problems on this one? Let's say I have given you the two vectors. So what will be the resultant of these two vectors, beta? Can the resultant of any two vectors will be equal to what values? That means maximum value and minimum value, you need to do it out. Okay, I'll see. I'll give the question. Can the resultant of two vectors, like say 8 units and 4 units, 4 units be equal to dash? First option 2 units, second option 4 units, third option 10 units, fourth option 12 units. Can anyone tell me the answer for this one? What are the two vectors given for me? Two vectors means A bar is given 8 and B bar is given how much for me? 4. So resultant of this one is C bar is equals to A bar plus B bar. That means maximum value is 8 plus 4. That will be 12. This is maximum value. Minimum value of this one is A bar minus B bar. That is 8 minus 4. 8 minus 4 will be equal to how much? 4. So the resultant must lie between 4 and 12. So resultant must lie between 4 and 12. So see all the values which are lying between 4 and 12. That will be the answer. Can anyone tell me? B lies in 4. 10 also lies in 4. 12 also lies in 4. So 2, 3 and 4 are correct options. First option is wrong. Clear for everyone? Any doubt? Any doubt to anyone? Sure. Next, very good. What do you mean by a unit vector? Vector whose magnitude is equals to 1 is known as unit vector. A vector whose magnitude is equal to 1, okay, is called unit vector. Okay, see, it is generally represented by like this, along x-axis, along y-axis, and along z-axis. This is your I cap, this is your j cap, this is your k cap. Value of I is 1, j is also 1, k is also 1. So I can say that magnitude of I is equals to magnitude of j is equals to magnitude of your k will always be equal to 1. Okay, but make sure that I cap is not equal to J cap. J cap is also not equal to K cap because they are in the different direction. I cap is always along east direction, but I cap is always along x axis. This is along your x axis. J cap is along your y axis. K cap is along your z axis. So they are never equal. Clear? Then how do you represent a vector beta in terms of unit vector? Okay, unit vector means magnitude. A vector can be specified both in magnitude and direction, na beta? Isn't it? So you know that a vector can be specified in what? Magnitude and direction. Both if we write it as follows. See, any vector should be having what? Magnitude and also direction. Okay, like say if I'm having a vector like this is a vector a bar. Okay, direction of this one is also in the same. Okay, magnitude is also same. From here to here, the magnitude part of relation. That means I'll be writing this vector a bar will be equal to magnitude of this one. That means mod of your a bar like this. If I write any two vectors between these two lines, that is known as mod. Okay, and direction is represented by your u. Okay, what is u here? Unit vector. Unit vector. In what? Unit vector in direction of a. So that is the reason I'm writing it as ua. That means unit vector will become how much right now? Unit vector of your a will be equal to a bar divided by mod of your a. Is it clear? This is the formula for your unit vector. Okay. If you're not comfortable with that one, you can even write like this. N cap. N cap is equals to your a vector divided by mod a. Or else n cap is equals to your b vector divided by mod b. Or n cap is equals to c vector divided by mod c. Mod c means what beta? Like say for example, if I give you a bar is equals to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Magnitude of this one will means mod of your a means what you do is you take square of this everyone and root x square plus y square plus z square. That will be the magnitude. Clear for everyone? Is that clear for everyone? Any doubt in this one? Unit vector is represented by what? This is the representation of your unit vector. Unit vector is equals to your magnitude multiplied by its direction. Magnitude multiplied by its direction. See, this one is known as magnitude. This one is known as direction. Clear? And a bar is known as vector. So vector is always equals to magnitude and direction. Okay? Vector is equals to magnitude and its direction. Any doubt to anyone? No doubt. Is it clear? How do we take the value of what beta? See, example I'm giving you. Find unit vector of a bar is equals to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Then how do you write the unit vector? A cap will be equal to A bar divided by mod A. That means A bar will be equal to Xi cap plus Yj cap plus Zk cap. Magnitude means what I told you. You need to take the root and write x square plus y square plus z square. I'll give you one more example. Like say for example, if A bar is equals to 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap. Find its unit vector. Find its unit vector. That means A cap is unit vector, that is represented by A bar divided by mod A. A bar is how much? 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap divided by magnitude. Magnitude of this one is 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. That will be equal to 2 into I cap plus 3 into j cap plus 4 into k cap divided by under root of 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. So that is equals to 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap divided by, this is how much beta? 16 plus 4, 20, 20 plus 9, 29. So it is root 29. Okay, so you can even write like this sometimes, 2i divided by root 29 plus 3j divided by root 29 plus 4k divided by root 29. Is it clear for everyone? नहीं बेटा अभी खत्म कर रहा हूँ. I'm also not feeling well actually. I'm having fever also. So I hope everyone is clear with this today's session of your class. Any doubt in this one, please let me know. I think I skipped the first one and started writing. Okay. So I'll send you today's notes and tomorrow's yesterday's notes, because yesterday I couldn't able to send the notes for you, and just go through the recording, and if you're having any doubts, please let me know. Okay. From Monday onwards, we'll be making the class up to 9:30 beta. We'll be starting serious practice of vectors, then problems, then working, then we'll start with kinematics, then motion in plane, blah blah conditions. Okay. Take care. Bye.
Recording करें recording